so it is the day before Thanksgiving, and I do like to prep ahead a lot of the things. But because Thanksgiving is so different this year, a lot of things is different. So making a flan, and back in Trinidad, we make a version of that creme caramel. Some people use that caramel base at the bottom, some people don't. I sometimes use it, sometimes I don't. It really depends. But you do need room temperature eggs. But before I hop into the dessert, let me just show you guys what I did with my turkey. So I have my turkey sitting on a tray in my refrigerator uncovered. What I did was I took it out of the package and I made sure and I trimmed the excess hanging skin that was on the turkey, and I cut the butt out. I also removed that piece of plastic that's usually inside of the bird, and then sometimes turkey comes with that little plastic thing that's stuck in the breast, when they say that when it pops out, that's your indication of when your turkey is done. Take that out and throw it away, because most of the time when it pops out, your turkey is way overdone. So I take it out, and the best thing to do is always use a probe thermometer. So I made sure and just fully dried my turkey, and then I simply seasoned it with salt, fresh cracked black pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. You don't need to overdo the seasons on this portion of it. So the reason why it's uncovered in my refrigerator is simply because I want the skin to dry up. The drier the skin, the crispier the skin will be. And notice that, I know some of you might notice that I have cans and bottles at the side of my turkey, but none of it is actually touching the turkey. And my space in my refrigerator is so jam-crammed that this is like the only spot that the turkey actually fit. So this is gonna happen overnight, and then what I'm gonna do in the morning is take this out of the refrigerator, allow it to come to room temp about 2 hours, and then we're going to rub my beautiful compound butter all over this turkey, all up inside of the turkey, before we put it in the oven. And I'll show you guys how I make that butter as well. So before I make the flan, you want to make sure that you have room temp eggs, and I didn't have the time for that. I really did not have the time to take my eggs out. So the best way to get room temp eggs is to get a bowl of warm water. Make sure it's nice and warm, like if you're taking a bath. And then you're going to submerge your eggs in the water, all of them. You're going to submerge all your eggs in the water. And all you do is leave it alone for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then you're gonna have perfect eggs to do any of your baking. Okay, so to make the flan, normally we use regular carnation milk and regular condensed milk. But if you wanna do this dairy-free, simple swap. All you need is coconut milk and some coconut condensed milk. When I saw this, I was amazed because I've never seen condensed milk made from coconut. So I'm super stoked that they actually have this. I was actually thinking to use 1 can of carnation plus the coconut condensed milk. I think it might give it a really beautiful taste. I'm going to be putting in some fresh ginger in there as well, and then a little bit of pumpkin spice. So I know it's testing a recipe the day before Thanksgiving is not the smart move, but we're going to trust the process. So let's do this thing. Hopefully I don't mess it up, but we're praying to God that this comes out perfectly delicious. Okay, so we have some grated ginger at the bottom of my bowl. I'm going to be putting in 3 whole eggs. and then 1 egg yolk. So I'm going to discard the white. The extra yolk is going to add extra richness. As with any desserts, you do want to add a pinch of salt. That just brings all of the flavors together and balances all of the sweet. So you want to whisk this up. You can always strain the dish before you put it to bake. Well, strain the mixture, that is, so you can get out any chunks of ginger. But I always say, who gets the chunk of ginger? Their wish is going to come true. So I leave it in. But you can always remove it. So you want to make sure and whisk these eggs until it's nice and frothy. Now we're going to be adding in a splash of vanilla. And because I can, I'm going to be adding in a little bit of this vanilla bean paste just because it just brings out the vanilla flavor so much better. And that little speck of vanilla bean in there looks so beautiful. Just a little, that much. I always stock up on this vanilla bean paste once I see it at Trader Joe's, so I can have it all year because they only bring it around the holidays. Okay, so you want to whisk. Nice frothy eggs. Then I'm going to be putting in some pumpkin pie spice, which is pretty much optional. You don't have to put this in, but because it is Thanksgiving after all, I am going to be using a little bit of pumpkin spice in there. You can use cinnamon, just cinnamon alone, it would be delicious. With the pumpkin spice, you have the cinnamon, you have some nutmeg, you have a little bit more ginger, and you do have a little bit of clove in there as well. So it just smells like the holidays. Now, I'm going to be adding in this sweetened coconut condensed milk. You can use regular condensed milk. I just wanted to be a little bit mischievous and switch it up the day before Thanksgiving and really pray and hope that it comes out delicious. But this is what sweetened coconut condensed milk looks like. And all that's in here is cane sugar and coconut milk. That's it. Super delicious. Whisk this. Okay, so now we're gonna add in 1 full can of the carnation, which is evaporated milk. And now give this a whisk. Okay, so I don't usually strain it, as I said before, but just to show you guys that you can strain this and get out any chunky bits. As you can see, all of the grated ginger is right here. So if you just want that mild ginger flavor, strain it. If you love ginger, leave it. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna be putting this on a baking tray and we're gonna be using a water bath. The water bath helps it steam and cook evenly, and it just adds that extra oomph when you're baking delicate stuff like this. So I typically would use a water bath if I'm doing this or if I'm doing something like a cheesecake. So what I'm going to be doing is pouring warm water about halfway up here, not too much, but I'm probably going to put this in the oven first and then put the water in just to be safe. So without trying to burn myself, I'm just going to show you guys basically what I mean. So you're going to fill your tray up with water. Okay, so I have my oven set at 325. You don't want to do this in a super hot oven. 325 is actually the perfect temperature. And then I'm probably going to check this back in about 25 to 30 minutes. Okay, so here it is. I actually pulled it out after 40 minutes. You stick toothpick and it comes out nice and clean. You know this is done. I am just gonna let this sit here for a couple minutes just to cool down because I don't want to burn myself. You have to be very, very careful when pulling your tray out of the oven. This looks really, really delicious. As you can see, touching it, it feels kind of spongy, still a little bit jiggly, but this smells like Christmas. Oh my God. It looks amazing. I bet it's going to be absolutely delicious. So once it cools, I'm going to wrap it up and then refrigerate. It tastes better when it's nice and super cold. So, I mean, back in the day, I used to eat this hot right out of the oven just because I couldn't wait. When my mom used to make it, I couldn't wait for her to put it in the refrigerator, and it has to sit like for 4 to 5 hours in the refrigerator. I couldn't wait. So we have our softened butter, and I'm leaving it in this little bowl. Typically when I make compound butter, I do roll it into a log using plastic wrap or wax paper or anything like that to store in the refrigerator or freezer. But because this is for my turkey tomorrow and I'm going to be using it, I'm leaving it in this bowl. So to this, I'm going to be adding lots of fresh black pepper. Okay, fresh black pepper is the way to go. It just tastes so much better. Then we're going to add in a pinch of salt. That's why I didn't use too much salt when I seasoned the bird before. Fresh garlic, lemon and orange zest, fresh rosemary, fresh thyme. I like to pull the leaves out of the stem leaves and just roughly chop it to release the oils. A little bit of fresh sage and fresh oregano, and then lots of fresh parsley. And then all you do is mix. Make sure everything is well combined. The only thing with this butter, you want to make sure when you're taking your turkey out to come to room temp, make sure and take the butter out as well so it becomes nice and soft again. So it's easy for you to just rub and massage and stuff the turkey with. Because if this butter is hard, it's going to be quite difficult for you to spread. Okay guys, so it is super late and I am very, very tired. So what I would do is continue tomorrow. Usually I would prep all my veggies and stuff for my stuffing. Well, not stuffing, dressing. I don't know. Some people call it stuffing, some people call it dressing. I would think stuffing is when you actually stuff the bird, and then when you make it on the side in a dish, it's dressing. Let me know in the comments below what is stuffing and what is dressing. Let me know. So yeah, so normally I would prep all of those things the night before, make sure, and I would grate up my cheese and everything for my mac and cheese. But I am so tired. I just want to relax and go to bed, and I will resume in the morning. So I will show you guys what I do tomorrow. At least I would try to show you guys as much as I can tomorrow. So I'll see you guys in the morning.